that's going to be here when you might not be here.
Right.
You should take care of that.
And I'm not suggesting that you try to live your children's lives or restrict what they can do with their inheritance or the money from their job. But, you know, a lot of times sitting down and just talking about what mom and dad have done from a planning perspective might open the eyes of their children. Many times I see that it's secretive. Mom and dad don't even want their children to know how much money they have or what's going on or how it's going to be planned or what's going to happen upon an emergency. I personally feel the quicker that your children are educated of what's going on, I think they'll be forced to become a part of the plan and playing it out to make sure everybody does in fact benefit from an estate. So whether it's a consultant to a business or a consultant to a family, a lot of times you're selling yourself short by looking for a professional to prepare a tax return. H&R Block tries to convince you that they're better qualified to prepare a tax return for someone who's doing it part-time, someone who cannot consult, someone who doesn't have the experience. The preparation of the tax return is a gathering of information about your financial life and health, and doing that diagnosis based on preparing the form can open doors for consulting in the future.
So around around here, you've trademarked a phrase. It's information is power. Having the right CPA as well.
Right.
So if I choose Lashak, I'm gonna get rich. Is that how that works?
Well, we hope, but I think the reason that phrase is so important to us is so many people make blind decisions. They don't have the information. A business owner oftentimes makes a mistake in his first year of business and repeats it in the second and the third and the fourth because they don't have someone pointing out to them what's wrong. Instead of having 20 years of experience in business, maybe they have 1 year of experience 20 times. And that's a crime, because there are a lot of new mistakes to make in your business, but to make the same one over and over and over again isn't right.
Ignorance isn't a defense.
Well, yeah, especially when your life is devoted to that business. Where do you spend all of your waking hours? How are you taking care of yourselves and your family financially? Mistakes basically force you to look for help on the outside rather than relying upon your own knowledge. Remember, you started that business because you were the best at the service that it's provided. Is that continuing, and are you getting better and better and better every year? Or are you repeating and doing the same thing you did 20 years ago? Customers look for different things from you, regardless of what your profession is. And will you step up and will you deliver what they're asking for? Or are you going to stagnate and dwindle away? That's your choice.
Do you put success in succession planning?
I try to gather a group of individuals, okay, a lawyer, a financial advisor, a CPA, in order to get as many opinions and as much information as possible so that the clients we serve can make better decisions. We've got a lot of experience, but we're not going to pretend that we can do everything. And we admit when there's something that we can't do, and we then recommend to bring another body in to help us with a particular facet of the plan. You know, whether that's investment specifics, whether that's life insurance, whether that's long-term care insurance, whether it's a legal matter, whether it's the documents to transition your business, whether it's the documents where you purchase a business and grow. You really need to have a fine team that'll work together and will go beyond their individual egos for the benefit of the client.
All of the information that you're accessing and gathering and helping with decision making and recommendations, you're doing it as if you were shepherding your own, business.
Well, you have to. You have to. You can't. If I didn't feel as important in the plan, and if I didn't take it seriously, and if I didn't devote everything that I could give, then I'm a failure. If I can't give everything that's possible, and if my staff won't, then we're just like every other accounting firm in Northwest Indiana. Our logo is later more than a CPA, because CPAs usually want to keep score. CPAs want to fill out a tax form. They don't want to get too close to the clients they serve. They want to be in the background, just providing a service and then going away or drifting away until next April. The clients that find us important find us important 12 months of the year. And those, frankly, are our best clients, and those are our clients that are best served.
They get the most out of the relationship as well because they're invested.
Right.
You put everybody first. Have you done your tax return yet?
No, absolutely not.
Is anybody?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We tease in the office here that we practice on everybody else's return, and then once we get all that experience, we do our own last.
H&R Block.
Well, like H&R Block. But I just find it completely funny that someone in this information age cannot differentiate, cannot tell the difference between the service provided by an H&R Block, a Jackson Hewitt, somebody doing it on their kitchen table. Somebody, an accountant in the steel mill, preparing income tax returns part-time. If they suit your purpose, I think that's great. But please understand the difference. Please understand the difference between one CPA and another. Please understand that there are different levels of experience and work ethic and responsibility with the people that you work with.
What makes Leshak different from everyone else?
Well, I think I can truthfully say this. When something goes wrong in one of our clients' business or personal life, it goes wrong in our life too. And that's what makes us different. I think we've got a pretty big family with the client list that we have. So things are happening every day. But we try to help every day.
There's a lot of good.
Oh, there's a lot of good
nuggets there.
Uh-huh.
You tearing up on it? It's good. It's good. I know
Well,
the
I've
Leshak
been-
family of clients.
I've been practicing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So good. It's so good. The sandwich stuff too. When you start talking about estate planning, that you go, there's some great bites too. I think a couple of videos, but
Yeah, for sure.
it's tough. It's so funny. We try to do these topical videos, right? We'll say we're gonna do this one on virtual seafoam. We're gonna do this on, but it's just all so connected, right? The whole, it's all so connected. The benefits of what you get from, you know, the relationship with your
Mhm.
CPA. And it's all of that. That's why you guys are in them more. I don't know. I connecting the dots for people. Connecting the dots.
How do you just get, I really think it's the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants have dropped the ball. 25 years ago, they should have started educating the public about what it means to be a CPA as compared to an H&R Block or a whatever, because accountants and tax preparers
Prepare, yeah.
is H&R Block. I mean, when you think about it, that's what you think about. And we had a guy this year, I don't know if we're still running or not, but we had a guy this year that had H&R Block do his tax return for the last 3 years and got notices from the IRS each year because the people at Block didn't know how to handle his tax situation. Came this year and it was something that we do all the time. You've got to recognize your capabilities. And if there's a place for H&R Block, okay, and they have a, I don't know, an intelligence level, an experience level, and they should work at that level. When they get a situation that's above that, they should do what we do when we get something that's below us. We tell people to go to H&R Block. And I think the client is better served at that point.
Sure, because you're working in the best interest of the person in front of you and not at collecting the dollars they might give you.
Right.
There's H&R Block to you. I've been the Captain Luzafat today, and this was good too.
You've had a lot going on.
Oh my gosh, goodness gracious. Oh, okay, I got back. Okay, so, well, your team has dealt with extremely complex and high-level financial situations with clients. I mean, including even our IRS audits, things of that nature.
Right.
Now, my friend told me with TurboTax, you can pay $60 extra when you file, and you can have one of their representatives, be your representative. One of their specialists be your representative if you get audited. So, I mean, that's cool, right?
How much do you pay if your air conditioner breaks down and someone comes to your house for
Several $100s at least.
I think you really should have someone that you paid $60 to represent you in front of Internal Revenue. Again, let's come on. Someone has to recognize what's going on. If you have enough people give you $60, and with the number of audits that they may handle, it's just found money. I would think rather than giving you $60 a year for that service, you might want to save that up in case you're ever audited, and then have a pile of money to pay somebody to do a good job. The only thing that a software firm can represent you about is that the information you put into the software is correct. I'm sorry, they can't vouch for the information being correct. The only thing they can vouch for is the information that you put in the software was handled correctly by the software.
Right.
And I understand you can do it all yourself. You don't have, what is the commercial? You don't have to be a genius
Yeah.
in order, no, you don't. But you probably should hire somebody that's in the business of doing that work, just like you would if you were hiring an electrician or a plumber or a heating and air conditioning man or an auto mechanic. You probably want to hire somebody that is an expert in their field.
Because you might get by doing that electrical, doing that AC work. You're probably going to get shocked at some point.
Probably.
Then who are you going to call?
Well, you have to, you really have to, I think, determine what's important to you. And the quicker you make that decision, that taking care of your finances is important to you,